Hello everyone. So in this episode, we're going to be doing custom collections and custom ranks. Sadly, there will be no meaningful gameplay visual or any kind of updates. So instead, when you see gameplay, it's going to be pre-recorded gameplay of some parkour. So what we have here is what's left of the previous episode. It is the custom player with the custom fields and the lore utilities and some stuff like that. But in the next episode, some of this stuff, for example, the custom player, is going to be transferred over to the API that this plugin is going to be using. So that API is going to contain the vital stuff that's something like custom player managers, the actual custom player, and the custom fields. So for our main plugin, we can focus on the gameplay visuals and the gameplay itself. But for this episode, what we're going to be doing is basically, like I said, updating the collections and making it so that we actually have use for an API, which you're going to see. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do over here in player is we're going to make a class, call it race. So we're doing this because of the MMORPG aspect of it, and the race is just going to contain all of the possible types of our race that we want to have. So this is a class, I was wrong, it's supposed to be an enum, which you're going to see is going to look something like this. So it can be human, orc, elf, dwarf, goblin, troll, and so on. So over here you can add whatever you want. This is something that AI spit out for me, and it may not be the best example, but it's an example anyways. And you're going to see, based on this enum, we are going to change some of the player properties later on during the tutorial series. Next, what we want to do is create a directory over here, name it collection. In the collection directory, we want to make a class, call it collection, and we want to make an enum, call it collection type. After that, the enum is going to be very quite simple. For now, it's going to contain just mining and combat. The collection class is going to contain a little bit more info, and as you can see, it's going to look something like this. So this is rather quite simple, and what it does is it has the collection type, collection name, and collection amount. All this does is it just contains the information on how much things the player has collected, and this is going to be directly tied to these ones. What we're going to be doing in this next episodes is probably tying this to some sort of algorithm, function, or even an event that's going to be able to track what the collection is actually doing. So for example, over here, we would do maybe mining, because that's going to be the visual name, and we're going to do something like this, in which we're going to specify, oh yes, we want the player field of mining, for example, to add one whatever deep slate. So this may not be the best example ever, but this is just enough for you to get the feel of what we're going to be doing in the next episodes. After that, all we have to do is put some fields, and the custom player manager is going to be very simple. It's just over here. After the intelligence, we're going to be putting this. There we go. So be sure to import the right collection. So it's supposed to be your collection and not the built-in Java collection, which you can see is Java util. And that's about it. So I can explain it. It's basically putting into the fields, putting a namespace key that's going to have an ID of race, and it's going to be a race of human. And that is it. I would recommend probably deleting color, because at this point I don't see the point of having color. If I'm being honest, that was something that I added later before planning this episode, and I didn't even think if I should delete it or not. So you're going to see in the next couple of episodes, we're going to expand upon this and really dig deep in terms of MMORPG logic and the actual look. Also, one more thing, after this episode, we're going to have texture packs. It's not going to be vanilla as in something like Hypixel does it, but it's going to be still vanilla in terms of no mods. But even though there will be no mods, we're going to be using something like Item Adder or similar plugins and APIs that are going to allow us to add custom items much more easily. And that is probably going to be the only dependency that we're going to have in this project, other than the protocol lib and JSON and stuff that we added in episode 1 and 2. So that is it for this episode. I know it was a short one, and I'm sorry for that. But if you really liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. The next one is going to be much better. is going to last a bit longer, and you're going to see it's going to contain a lot more information. So again, if you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, share, and yep, that's it for this episode. So there you go.